everybody, and welcome to the 3D printer modding series. Today we'll be addressing the issue of the cable for the hot end assembly of the CR10 V3. If any of you may have noticed, the cable connections don't have any support, and there's a high probability that the movement will cause failure in the connection. The cables which connect to the hub are also another potential issue since they don't have any support either. Since I would like this machine to last as long as possible, I will be making a couple modifications to address these issues today. As always, do these modifications at your own risk, and I'm in no way responsible for any damages that may occur. So like most modifications, this one went through a couple of iterations before a final version was determined. Since the metal supports for the XZ hub were the same design as the V2 model, I decided to use this to my advantage. I initially designed a mount which surrounded the cabling, however this proved both difficult to mount as well as risky to force the cable within the support. It was for this reason that I switched to an open design which allowed me to use zip ties to fasten the cable to the guide. For the hot end assembly, I knew I wanted something which simply slipped over the direct extruder motor. After taking precise measurements, I created a box-like shape to encompass the motor while still keeping as much of it open to prevent overheating issues. I also designed it to wrap around the connector so I would be able to add zip ties as well. Learning from my previous mistake, I made sure to keep an open design. After my first test, I did discover one drawback which I hadn't initially taken into account. While testing just how high I could go up with the printer in the Z-axis, I found out that my modification did remove some of its Z height. Wanting to reduce this drawback as much as possible, I then redesigned both parts to help resolve this. With the new design, I was able to comfortably reach a total Z height of 395. I also made sure to better support the cables with an extra Bowden tube that I had lying around. However, you may also be able to use a spiral cable wrap instead, should you have one available. Very important to note is the fact that you want to move the support bar on the left hand side of the machine to accommodate the increased size of the nozzle assembly. To do this, you want to completely remove the top and bottom portions. For the bottom, you want to add washers to increase the distance at the base. You'll then want to move the nozzle assembly as far up as you can while also moving it as far left as possible. This will make it easier to gauge where to place the new connection points. In my case, I had to realign the live bolt and move the pull rod connector over so that only one support bolt was still in place. Instead of using the spacer which came with the live bolt, I removed this and replaced it with an M5-12 screw. As long as this is properly tightened, you should have no problem getting this secured into place. With this completed, it was now time to change the Z height cure to begin a test print. As expected, the test prints were very similar to those done previously. Since I had a 0.8 nozzle, these were the results that I ended up getting. Since I mostly use a larger machine for functional parts or prototypes, I often need these to complete at a faster rate. Although I could leave this machine without these additions, this will hopefully help increase its longevity. As someone who uses their machine quite often, this is an important feature to have since they're an important business investment. For those of you who use this both for personal and professional use, I hope this also allows you to keep your machine working for a much longer time period. If you liked this video, please feel free to subscribe, and should you wish to support more content like this, you can do so by visiting my online shop, which is in the description below. For those of you who may not know, I do live streams twice a week on Twitch, so make sure to keep an eye out for those if you're interested. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon. Thank you and take care.